fight week down in Arlington, Texas, which is smack in the middle of Dallas-Fort Worth area, and coming off his Fighter of the Year performance, an unbelievable year where he won every world title fight he fought last year. We have Terrence Bud Crawford coming in at 25-0, 17 knockouts, moving up where he was once the WBO lightweight champion. He's going to be moving up to the WBO's vacant junior welterweight titles in a challenge of Thomas Dulorme this Saturday. That'll be at the College Park Center at the University of Texas in Arlington, and it will be seen live on HBO Boxing After Dark beginning at 9:45 p.m. And the tickets are flying. The fans are very excited about seeing Terrence down there for the first time. And joining Terrence today on the call, we have Hall of Fame promoter Bob Arum and co-managers Brian McIntyre and Cameron Duncan to answer all your questions once we open up the call to the media. And to tell you a little bit more about the card and about the event, it's my pleasure to introduce you, Bob Arum. Bob?
Yeah, thank you very, very much, Fred. We're very excited to bring this event to Arlington, Texas. We're familiar with the area. We have, put on shows at the Cowboys Stadium. And this facility at the University of Texas, Arlington, is beautiful. The fitting for Fighter of the Year, Terrence Crawford, having vanquished those in the lightweight division, now moving up to junior welterweight, where he looks to have similar success in the junior welterweight division. He fights a difficult fighter in Thomas Dulorme, but we at Top Rank are confident in the ability of Terrence Crawford.
Terrence, welcome to the call. Welcome to Texas. Obviously, it's been a little different training camp coming in off the year you had and moving up to a new weight division. You've been used to fighting at lightweight for a long time. How's camp going, and how's the adjustment to your new weight coming along?
Oh, camp has been going great. You know, it's been a blessing, to be where I'm at, and everything is on point. I'm just ready to go in there and do what I got to do Saturday night.
Well, we're excited to see you on HBO, and for those in the area, just about everything we're doing during Fight Week will be open to the public. Beginning tomorrow, Terrence will have a media workout at the Irving Powell Boxing Gym on Rock Island Road in Irving, Texas. And that'll be at 2 o'clock. We hope to see you all there. Operator, if we can give instructions to the media about asking questions, and we'll open it up to them.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press the #1 key. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press the #1 key.
Terrence, while we're waiting for questions to come into queue, how has life changed for you since your year last year? It's a year most people never see in boxing, and you've done it at a relatively young age. Have things changed for you in Omaha?
Not really. You got a little more of the big time people notice you and, show you a lot of recognition. But other than that, everything is still the same.
Okay, operator, we're ready.
Yes, our first question is going to come from Dan Raphael from ESPN. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, Terrence, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. When you took this fight, I think most people expected that you would be moving up after the year you had last year to 140. Then the other day I saw the HBO piece that they did about you on the 2 days, which showed, seemed to show the way that they produced it, that you had certainly some struggles getting down to 135 for that Beltran fight, as they followed your weight-making process up until the fight. Can you talk about just how difficult it really was for you to continue to make 135? Because if it was as hard as it looked, it even makes what you did against Beltran that much more impressive, it would seem to me.
Yeah, for that fight, I don't know what it was, but my weight, it just wasn't coming down like it normally do. Like this fight, I've been down, in weight for weeks now, well, maintaining my weight. Like, it would have been easier for me to make 135 for this fight towards the the Beltran fight.
So you could have then continued to fight as lightweight champion
I don't
beyond
know.
the Beltran fight?
I could in a sense, but I don't think that would have been the best move. Being that, my body is growing, I'm filling out a little more. I just felt like that was the right time to move up before I start having real serious problems because I struggle hard to make that weight in that fight.
Okay, so now you're going to be at 140 for the fight on Saturday. Can you give me your thoughts about the fact that in your very first fight, I know you fought a few fights early in your career over 135, but just in the sense of you've now vacated your world title at lightweight and you're going to 140 to campaign, your thoughts about the fact that in your very first fight in the weight class, after giving up the lightweight title, that you can right off the bat fight for one of the belts in that weight class?
Well, I was pleased with it. I feel like I need to use my momentum to my advantage, and I feel like I got the momentum right now, and I don't want to take any steps backwards. I want to stay, moving up.
All right, let me ask you just one other question then. Your opponent is Thomas Dulorme. He has had a number of fights in the welterweight division, and he, like you, had come down when you went to 135 and campaigned and fought for world title. He has come down the last couple of fights to fight at 140. Can you tell me what you think about him as a fighter, and I don't know if you've seen much of him, or what are your thoughts about what he brings to the ring?
I think he's a good boxer. He got a sharp, nice jab. He got a nice right hand. He likes to throw the little right hook. He moves well. He switched like me. I don't have nothing bad to say about him. Come Saturday, I feel like I'm going to make my adjustments in the ring and do what I got to do to get the job done.
All right, Terrence, thank you very much. Good luck with the fight.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Andreas Hale. Please go ahead from Ring TV.
Hey, Terrence, how you doing?
How you doing?
So my question is this, because you talk about adjustments, and we've seen in your previous fights your ability to switch from southpaw to conventional and back. Do those decisions come from what you see in the ring, or do you go back to your corner and have a discussion about it and realize what needs to be done?
Well, I just go on how I feel. One minute I might be feeling one thing, and the next minute I might feel and see a different. That's why I switch back and forth so frequently, because I might see something that I can, capitalize on a different stand.
And going back to the Gamboa fight, because it seemed like that adjustment worked wonders for you. Can you talk about that a little bit? And when you realized against Gamboa that you needed to make that stance, what exactly did you see to make that change?
Well, I think that I just kept coming up short with the right hand coming over top. So I figured instead of catching him pulling out, I was going to catch him coming in. I felt like my right hook was going to be the key of catching him coming in, because he was coming in so fast, he wouldn't see it coming, and that's what happened.
And my last question for you, Terrence, is you're making the jump to 140, but, there's a lot of big fights at 147 also. Do you plan on having a long stay at welterweight, or do you see yourself possibly moving up to 147 within the next year?
Well, right now, my main focus is 140. I haven't even had any thought or anything to move up to 147. I just moved up to 140, so right now I'm focusing on being the number one guy at 140. Okay, cool.
Thank you, Terrence.
Our next question is going to come from Carlos Nava from ESPN Deportes. Please go ahead.
Hi, Terrence. And now that you're going to fight in a new division, what is the main challenge that do you think you're going to face right now in this new division?
I don't know. I really can't say what's the main challenge, because being that I fought in this weight division before, I might have not fought for a title, but you know, I feel like I'm ready for it. I don't know until I get in there.
So you're not worried about the maybe to lose some speed, or maybe with the new weight, the puncher, the quality of the punchers or whatever, something like that?
No, I don't worry about those type of things. You know, I worry about what I need to do to neutralize their strength and get the job done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, just as a note for the media, Dulorme will be on the second half of this call, approximately 15, 20 minutes. Back to you, operator.
Our next question is going to come from Drake speaking from the Bleacher Report. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Terrence. I know last year it was it was real exciting. Part of the dream come true for you was to have those fights in Omaha after winning the belt. I'm wondering, what it's like to come back on the road again, and if that's something you're hoping to do again in the future is, light up Omaha with another title fight in another division.
Well, me fighting outside of Omaha is nothing new to me. I've been doing it all my life in tournaments where nobody fight me, and smokers where nobody fight me. So I'm kind of used to fighting like away from home, and I do see myself fighting Omaha again in a different weight class. Bringing another championship title to Omaha. That's in the future. Right now, I'm more focused on the present.
Our next question is going to come from Mike Woods from Fleet Science. Please go ahead.
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking the time. I'm sorry I joined late. Is Bob still on the call?
Yeah.
Hey, Bob. Question about Terrence Crawford. Wondering if you could go back into your memories a little bit and sort of compare and contrast him to guys that you've had in the past. You won Fighter of the Year from last year. Who does he remind you historically? Maybe of guys that you promoted.
Well, the guy that comes most to mind from the standpoint of the fact that he's a boxer puncher was a guy that we promoted for a number of years named Donald Curry.
Okay.
In Fort Worth, Texas. Curry at a certain point in his career for a lot of years was really a top flight fighter. They said that he was going to be the next Sugar Ray Leonard. Didn't work out that way for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And we think Terrence has the people like Brian McIntyre and Cameron behind him. They're going to keep him on the right path, and so that he'll be able to ultimately achieve what Curry didn't. But Curry was a great fighter, and Terrence reminds me of Donald Curry.
Good answer. Question for Terrence. Terrence, I am wondering, you're this pretty soft-spoken guy, just takes care of business. Sometimes the louder guys and the guys who talk smack and act up and play the fool sometimes get more press. Is there ever any desire on your part or thinking, maybe if I stir it up more and get on social media and talk smack, more people will talk about me even more? Or are you just going to be how you're going to be?
I don't feel I need to do that. That's not me. I don't like to bring anything fake about me, around me.
Right.
So I feel like when I say something, then that's what I mean, and that's what I'm about. I'm not about all the showmanships. I'm showmanship in the ring, but like all the unnecessary things outside the ring that people do, I don't feel, I need to do that because that's not me.
Got it. Good stuff. Thanks. Good luck Saturday.
Ladies and and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press the number 1 key. Again, if you have any questions, please press the number 1 key. Our next question is going to come from Dan Raphael from ESPN. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Terrence, I had a follow-up question for you. It's been discussed a little bit here. You're the 2014 Fighter of the Year, and you kick off your 2015 next Saturday, and then a week after that, I guess, are you coming to the dinner in New York to get your award from last year's award? First of all, is that what your plans are?
Yes.
All right, so that comes like a week after the fight. So can you take a minute just to sort of reflect on the year that you had? And you'll already have started your 15 campaign before you even get the award for last year. Do you view the fight on Saturday then as a way to sort of jumpstart the candidacy for potentially another Fighter of the Year award? And how much would that mean to you?
Oh man, I couldn't even imagine even thinking about that right now, and that is so far away. But if that was to happen, I would be, too happy, too happy.
Could you reflect for a minute then on what you did in 14, where you kind of came out of nowhere? I mean, it's always a wide open field when the year starts off, and there were certainly a lot of guys in the sport that maybe had a bit of a bigger name than you did when the year started. So I don't know if anybody goes in thinking Terrence Crawford is the favorite to win Fighter of the Year. How much did that mean to you? And were you at all surprised that you got it, knowing what you had accomplished? I mean, just your thoughts about getting that kind of award, which if you take a look at the list of past winners, is just filled with the all-time greats of the sport.
Well, I mean, it means a lot to me. I felt like I had a great year going over there to Scotland, where nobody wanted to go fight. Coming back, fighting Gamboa, tough fight, tough fighter, undefeated, a lot of experience, a lot of backing, then taking on a great fighter in Ray Beltran. I feel great about my performance, my year. Like I've been telling my manager, Cameron Duncan, for years. I was asking to be pushed. Cameron, throw me in there. But managers, they supposed to protect fighters from themselves, because sometimes fighters might say they want to fight but don't need to fight, and it's not a good fight for them, but they think they want it, but really that's not a good fight for them. So that's why I hired Cameron, because him working with Brian McIntyre, that's their job, to get the best fights for me, not for me to get the best fights for myself. That's why they're the managers and I'm the fighter. So I just bide my time, waited for the moment, and look at me now.
And I guess it's got to be a good feeling to know, you tell me, you have your fight on the 18th and you get to go get your award at this nice dinner the week after, as opposed to the other way around where you probably wouldn't be able to go because you'd be in training camp. So are you looking forward to the experience of taking care of your fight next week and then being able to go have a good time in New York and get a little bit of accolades?
Of course. That's the ultimate goal, is taking care of business Saturday and, resting up and enjoying my weekend and going to get my award. And after that, go to the Mayweather fight. I'm just looking forward to everything this weekend.
All right, very good. Terrence, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Rodney Green from Fight Saga. Please go ahead.
Yes, Terrence. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about this being, being such a huge favorite at 6-1 over Thomas Dulorme? Do you feel that's accurate based on your skill set, or do you feel like, the media and public is not really giving Dulorme his proper respect for this fight?
Well, I don't know. They might see it one thing, but I know I respect all fighters. I never, ever in my career underestimated any fighter. So when I get in the ring, when I'm in training camp, I never go in there thinking, I'm going to knock this dude out or I'm going to do this. So they can think what they want, but we going to think something else, and we going to train as hard as we can for 12 rounds or even more. That way we don't get any surprises.
Right. And just talking about the 140 weight class in general, how do you see yourself heading out just this, for 2015 in that weight class? And is it somebody in particular that, you would love to fight down the road?
I see myself doing great things in this weight class. I feel like I'm going to be stronger. I feel like I'm going to be faster. I'm getting the experience that I need to be smarter and wiser. And I don't go in the ring or look at any in particular fighter like, oh, I want to fight him, or I want to fight him, or I want to fight him. I just want to fight the best, and if my manager, my promoter, they feel it's the right fight for me, then they will come to me and tell me, hey, this is the fight we want, and I will believe in them like they believe in me, and we'll go forth with the fight.
Our next question is going to come from Terrell Van from Real Comeback Media. Please go ahead.
Hi. This the first question is going to be for Bob. The question I have is this fight a setup for the winner to take on Lucas Matisse or Ruslan Provodnikov? Could you give a little bit of clarity on that situation?
Well, both Provodnikov and Matisse are excellent fighters. And certainly the winner of that fight would be considered against the winner, which we believe is going to be Crawford, in the Texas fight. That's a natural. Whether it happens, whether there's something that's a better fight to make, whether the management of the fighter that wins, Provodnikov, Matisse, is looking to fight the winner of this fight. That's all to be decided. I mean, in other words, this is not a puppet show. You sit down with the fighter's management. Whoever wins the Provodnikov Matisse fight, sit down with his management, and then it'll be decided. Let's just enjoy what we're going to see on Saturday.
I think at this point we can probably make some closing comments, and then we can turn it over to the Dulorme camp. Terrence, any last words before we let you go? I know you got to train today.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Bob, will we continue to close before we hand it off?
Yeah, just everybody, can make it, should get to Ireland. It's going to be a great fight. You see one of the great fighters, up-and-coming fighters of our era, Terrence Crawford. I know a lot of people are focused on May 2nd when Manny and Floyd go at it. But there are great fighters that'll be fighting on Saturday, whether in Texas or elsewhere. I just think Saturday is going to be a really good day for the junior welterweight division, and hopefully a good day for Terrence Crawford.
And just a reminder, the fight will be seen live on HBO Boxing After Dark this Saturday night at 9:45 p.m. And for those of you in the area, open to the public and the media tomorrow, Terrence will be having a public media workout at the Irving Powell Boxing Gym on Rock Island Road in Irving, Texas at 2 o'clock. And then the final press conference will be Thursday, also at 2 o'clock, and that's at the DFW Hilton in the International Ballroom, and that too in Grapevine, Texas, and that too is open to the public, as is the official lane on Friday in the same location, also at 2 o'clock, and we'll be streaming all that on TopRank.tv as well live. Operator, why don't we switch over to Dulorme, and we'll let them take over, and you just hold on for a minute, and thank you again, Team Crawford, for being with us.
Thank you.
Fred, we have Tomas Dulorme now.
Okay. Hi, Tomas. How are you?
Hi, how you doing?
Good. We're just getting your team on, and then we'll start your call. We'll hand it off to Mario Serrano, who will be seeing it. Mario, are you on yet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mario, you're in good. Everyone, you're in good hands. Mario's going to be the moderator. Well, I'm sure we're waiting for Gary to get on, and have a great call. Thank you.
Hey, Fred.
Yes.
Fisher, you here? Hey, real
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Are they gonna let me know what callers are on? But you?
I believe they will. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press the number 1 key. Again, if you have any questions, please press the number 1 key.
Okay, let us know when we're ready to go.
Hey, Mario,
Yeah,
you want to open the call and let Tomas make the statement, and then we got some guys lined up for questions. You want to do that?
Okay. Am I on?
Do you want to let Tomas open with a statement, and then we'll move on to questions?
Well, let me do the intro, and then we can just start the question.
Okay.
Okay, our first question is going to come from Pablo Maladano from Primera Hora. Please go ahead.
Go for it.
Saludos, Tomás, ¿estás ahí?
Sí.
¿Cómo está, papá?
Bien. Saludos.
Dos preguntitas. ¿Por qué crees que puede ser la sorpresa con un peleador posiblemente el rival más duro de tu carrera hasta ahora, ¿no? Un peleador del año. ¿Y qué significaría eso para tu carrera?
Bueno, primeramente yo gané a Crawford y saludo primeramente, ¿verdad? Segundo, yo gané a Crawford no es una sorpresa para mí, quizás para los analistas y los críticos quizás será una sorpresa, pero para mí no es una sorpresa.
¿Y qué significaría para tu carrera?
No, significaría muchas cosas, mi carrera seguiría hacia adelante y, ¿verdad? Como siempre, hay que seguir trabajando y seguir adelantando el paso.
O sea, que estás convencido que cuentas con las herramientas y la preparación suficiente para ganarle a Crawford este sábado.
Seguro que sí. Yo estoy listo para dar una gran pelea.
Éxito.
Gracias.
Hey, Mario, can we have that all interpreted into English so the people on the call?
Yeah, Richie, why don't you go ahead and translate that for us, please?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, basically, the question that Pablo from Primera Hora, newspaper in Puerto Rico, said was if how is this a surprise? How would it be a surprise for Dulorme to win this fight over Crawford? And basically, the answer of Dulorme is that for him, it would not be any surprise, meaning Dulorme, because basically, much differently that the way that many boxing analyzers would feel, he is very comfortable with this fight, and he knows that he will come up as the winner of the title. That was the first question. The second question was, what does this winning this fight mean for Dulorme's professional boxing career? And Dulorme's answer was that basically this is another step forward in his career, that it is a very important fight, but it's only part of his forward movement in his boxing.
Whoever's phone that is, please put your phone on mute.
We're handling it now.
everybody clear with that translation?
Yeah, I think we're good with that, Richie.
Okay.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Mike Woods from Sweet Science. Please go ahead.
Tomas, my question is, I'm wondering, what is your assessment of Terrence Crawford? He won Fighter of the Year. A lot of people thought maybe Sergey Kovalev deserved it. Do you see him as being the rightful recipient of Fighter of the Year? And you're a 6-1 underdog. Do you believe that the odds makers have that correct, or are they not giving you enough respect?
All right, Tomás. Mike tiene dos preguntas. Mike, I'm going to separate this into two questions.
Yeah.
La primera pregunta, Tomás, es si tú crees que realmente Crawford es merecedor de ser sido nombrado peleador del año.
Mira, ellos son los analistas, ellos son los que escogen quién es el peleador del año. Yo simplemente soy un peleador y me mantengo en mi gimnasio. Ellos quisieron darle el peleador del año a Crawford en el 2014 y eso fue lo que pasó, eso fue lo que le dieron.
All right. Mike, basically the answer is that those who make the decision to choose who will be the boxer of the year are those involved in analyzing and journalists of boxing and so forth. I am only concentrated in my career as a boxer in the gym and not outside of the ring. Now I'm going to ask him the other question. All right. Tomás, ¿cuál es tu opinión de que las apuestas estén 6-1 en esta pelea tuya contra Crawford?
Bueno, pues yo no estoy sorprendido. Aquí todo el mundo piensa que Crawford me puede ganar fácil y los que apuesten a mí se van a llevar una gran tajada para su casa.
Mike, the answer is that I'm not surprised by the odds because everybody thinks that this is a very comfortable fight for Crawford. I will say this, those who bet with me as a winner of the fight are going to take home a nice chunk of money.
Nice. I like it. Good stuff. I'm not going to bet, though. Can't do that. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press the number 1 key. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press the number 1 key. And our next question is going to come from Mike Woods again from Sweet Science. Please go ahead.
Tomas, I'm not going to get into specifics, but we get in social media and a lot of people talk stuff and rumor mongering and such. Boxing is a mental game. I want to touch on this only because I want to see where your head is at, but there are some rumors that stuff outside of the ring, relationship stuff is bothering you, and I just want to give you the opportunity to speak to it or not, and just sort of speak to that because that is making the rounds on social media.
Tomás, esta es otra pregunta que estoy haciendo, Mike Woods, que no tiene tanto que ver con el boxeo, tiene que ver con relación a muchos comentarios en las redes sociales, con relación a problemas que tiene fuera del cuadrilátero, problemas personales, y queremos saber, si quieres puedes comentar al respecto, y si no también, cómo te sientes de esto y si esto te afecta en tu pelea.
Mira, yo estoy muy bien, yo estoy enfocado en lo que es mi pelea y no sé mucho de lo que me está hablando porque no he estado metido en las redes sociales y en el social media, así que estoy un poco alejado de lo que son las redes sociales hace un mes y yo estoy bien enfocado en lo que es el 18 de abril.
Basically, Mike, I've been concentrated and involved for the past month and a half, basically in my training, and I've been away from the social media, so I don't really know what you refer to, because all that has to do with social media and so forth is handled by my advisor's office.
Got it. All right. Sounds like maybe much ado about nothing. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Our next question is going to come from Dan Raphael from ESPN. Please go ahead.
Hello, Thomas. It's good to talk to you today. Could you ask Thomas, I wanted to know why the reason was that going into what is obviously the biggest fight of his career, fighting for one of the world titles, that he parted ways with Robert Garcia, his trainer, with whom he looked very, very good in his last fight.
All right. Tomás, Dan de ESPN quiere saber por qué razón tomaron direcciones separadas tú y García, que te había entrenado para tu pelea previa.
Pero yo quería entrenar aquí en Puerto Rico, donde empezó todo, y Robert no tenía un tiempo suficiente, y eso fue lo que pasó. Somos grandes amigos y no tenemos ningún problema ni personal ni de trabajo. Simplemente el tiempo no se acopló a nosotros.
Robert Garcia and I are great friends. Basically, it was that I wanted to train in Puerto Rico, where my whole boxing career started, and Robert didn't have the time available to train me here in Puerto Rico. So basically, it was a situation of not having the available time.
Okay, so no issues then between him and Robert. Good to know. So then the other question I have is, who is his head trainer for this fight? That was a little unclear to me.
¿Quién es tu entrenador cabeza para esta pelea ahora?
Mira, no tengo un entrenador cabeza, sino tengo un gran equipo de entrenadores ya bastante de la escuela vieja, como Quique Rosa, Felipe Pintor, tengo Antonio Otero y tengo a Khan, tú sabes que son de la vieja escuela, que han trabajado con muchos campeones de aquí de la isla y fuera de la isla, y yo estoy bien confiado en el trabajo que hicieron.
Basically, I don't have a head trainer as such. What I've put together is a great training team that bring to the table many years of experience of old school in boxing, like Quique Rosa, Felix Pintor, Don Can, and Otero, who have trained and have been in title fights with other great boxers.
Well, somebody is going to have to take charge between rounds. I'm wondering who's the person then is going to be responsible for being the voice that he listens to between rounds. It's in the ring, that's looking at him in the face, that's telling him what he's doing great, what he's not maybe doing so great. Who's the person that's going to be responsible for being the voice in the corner? Even if there's guys taking turns doing various things with him in the gym.
¿Quién es la persona a la que tú vas a estar atento? ¿Quién es la persona que te va a estar dando las instrucciones entre asalto y asalto?
Bueno, la persona es Quique Rosa, Quique Rosa va a estar dándome instrucciones.
It would be Quique Rosa.
Okay. I have one other question for him. Terrence is coming up in weight. He's a guy that is known, although he has knocked some guys out, he's known more of a boxer, whereas Thomas has fought in a heavier weight class, coming down a little bit. I think most people would look at him in this fight and see him more as the guy who was the better puncher. So I'm wondering from Thomas's point of view, does he think that he will have to take on that role to try to be the puncher in this fight because it would be hard to outbox somebody as slick as Crawford?
En esta pelea, como Crawford está subiendo de peso y tú básicamente estás bajando, tú vas a ser el pegador de la pelea y Crawford el boxeador.
Mira, no necesariamente. Dan sabe mucho, la mujer sabe mucho, y yo sabe que yo puedo utilizar el ring, como puedo pegarle, y yo voy a hacer todo lo necesario esta noche para tratar de hacerle daño con mi fortaleza y todo.
Basically, Dan, as you know, I can switch from being a boxer to the guy who hits on the ring. And what I'm going to do in this fight is basically switch from one side to the other. But I'm going to be constantly hurting with my power punches. I'll be hurting Crawford throughout the fight.
All right. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
You bet.
And our last question is going to come from Jake Donovan from theboxerscene.com. Please go ahead.
Hey, Thomas. I just wanted to know if you knew going into the fight with Hank Lundy that your next fight would potentially be for the title, or if you just felt like that fight was the type of fight where you just had to make a statement regardless of what was coming up next.
¿Quieres saber si tú cuando hiciste la pelea con London sabías que tu próxima pelea era esta pelea?
No, nunca sé cuál es mi próxima pelea. Yo simplemente peleo y trato de hacer mi mejor papel y así es.
I never knew going into the London fight which was going to be my next fight. I never concentrate on whatever or whoever is going to be my next fight with. I basically concentrate on each fight individually.
Okay, thanks. And then just one more question. I know, Thomas, you always had confidence in your ability, but how much better do you feel about your career coming off two big wins in 2014 against Kareem Mayfield and then the win over Hank Lundy in December?
¿Cómo te sientes por cómo ha ido tu carrera desde finales del 2014 y ahora con esta del 2015?
Pero ha ido muy bien. Mi carrera ha ido en ascenso y estoy bien contento con todo lo que ha pasado y yo estoy bien enfocado por lo que es esta gran pelea.
My professional boxing career has been uprising constantly, and I'm very happy and very positive on this next step with my win over Crawford on the 18th.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Buenas suerte.